Alright, what is going on, you guys? This is your boy the Death Smasher, and welcome back to yet another BBS video. And today we are back again with yet another Who Is Better character comparison. And we just had Bruno released on Bleach Brave Souls not too long ago for the Burn the Witch collaboration, and funny enough, he shares the exact same skills and kit compared to 5th anniversary Ichigo, and has more or less the same exact skills that just pretty much makes it worthy to do a character comparison. So lads, we are going to be comparing Bruno Bangnyfe to 5th anniversary Ichigo. Why we're doing this is 1, they're both power characters. 2, they share the exact same identical killers, being a Runker killer. The only difference is that Bruno is ranged with Sharpshooter and has Soul Reaper killer, and Ichigo is melee with Marauder and has Hollow Killer as a second killer. I think that's more of a good enough reason to even compare these characters to begin with. That being said, my Ichigo is max transcended T20, so for this comparison I will be removing the transcendent slots, and we're just going to be running off color links on both of the characters. But anyways, Ichigo, this character, still one of the best power characters that we have in the game. Soul Reaper unit with the Hollow and a Runker killer, strong attack recharge time of minus 12% on the actual soul trait, weakening on everything, and has a charged 3rd strong attack. First is a lunge, second is a 960 in front, and then the 3rd strong attack is a AoE charge distant attack, where without the charge it's 840 radius, with the full charge it's 1080 radius, and has 20% bruiser, 60% berserker, devastation at 40%, havoc at 20%, frenzy +1, debilitary +5 seconds, and sprinter +2, as well as Marauder, which is basically the skill that will allow Ichigo to nullify melee resistance and also ignore melee guard. So it's basically 2 skills in 1. And considering we are also going to be comparing him to Bruno, who is mainly for the most part an arena character, what he has for arena is basically being able to do damage to weakened enemies +20% and strong attack damage +30%, as well as the all stats increased at 40%, so nothing too crazy in particular. He basically has strong attack damage as the arena trait, so yeah, that is to keep into consideration. Still is one of the best power characters that we have in the game and is worthy of having 5 out of 5. And before we go ahead and jump onto Bruno, let me just go ahead and remove at least the SP and the attack stats, so that way we can pretty much put out an even comparison when comparing him to Bruno. So there we go. Now he's gonna be completely equalized to him in terms of overall performance. And now Bruno, this character, he's basically an arena character for the most part, but this character is still very solid to use in PvE because he is a no affiliation unit with the Soul Reaper and a Runker killer. The soul trait is exactly the same as 5th anniversary Ichigo, strong attack recharge time of minus 12%. He has slightly higher stats compared to 5th anniversary Ichigo, as you guys can see, but it kind of really doesn't matter since Transcendence pretty much beats that into a pulp. He, just like Ichigo, has weakening on everything, but there is a big difference. His SA1 is different. It's the range collision 40% mag pushback attack, which is basically the same as Nini's Fierce Battle Uryu's, so it's pretty much a very good strong attack. And then the 3rd strong attack, instead of being a charge AoE in front, it's basically a full screen 1200 radius 3rd strong attack, which is pretty good. That being said, unlike Ichigo, he does come with his own set of innate skills, such as being able to dodge Soul Reaper damage by 50% and having Sprint +2, as well as Last Ditch into his skills. And his 6-star skills, he has 20% Bruiser, 40% Berserker, Havoc at 20%, Frenzy +1, Bombardment, which is crazy, Debilitary +5 seconds, Poise, Sharpshooter, and hit hidden enemies 100%. Now he doesn't hit as hard compared to Ichigo since he only has 20% less damage in his Berserker compared to him, but he does have Bombardment and a lot more stuff going for him, making this character one of the best power characters that we have in the game. And for arena, he's also one of the best characters to use in there, as he is pretty damn toxic. He has an arena trait of strong attack damage and recharge, so it's basically an arena link for the most part. But when you basically get his arena level to 10, he basically gets an additional frenzy. So in arena, he already has frenzy +2 with a 40% berserker, and has star power up item +2 with 40% all stats and increased special move uses +1. I wish this character would have gotten Frenzy +2 in general for PvE, and that he just basically left the bombardment for a devastation at 40%. Now, does it really hold this character back from being good? Not at all. He still is an amazing character, and we are still going to be able to equally compare them for when it comes to PvE content. Now, again, we are going to be using off-color links on both of the characters, since I have Ichigo T20 and Bruno almost T20. I just haven't really gotten around to finishing him off. But the accessories, it's basically going to be a badge, pill, and bait for Ichigo, and Bruno is obviously going to be the Counter Alpha, pill, and bait in terms of the accessories, all with 30% SP. That being said, let us go ahead and begin the comparison by doing an actual run in PvE with both of the characters. And those were the runs. As you guys have seen, Bruno actually won by being just 1 second ahead, and Ichigo didn't even have a Zeta Pill. That alone shows Ichigo can still clear fast despite Bruno having an advantage with the Hit Underground enemy skill and an SA1, which you can launch from the distance and kill multiple mobs if placed correctly. And even then, just give him a Zeta Pill. Ain't that hard, he hits hard, goddammit. Anyways, recapping the kits, Bruno has the same SA1 as Nini, ranged collision 40% mag, pushback attack, hits insanely hard, and is great for IT, not as good as a standard 3k length melee collision beamball. SA2 is a 960 AoE in front, and the SA3 is a 1200 radius full screen. Ichigo on the other hand, lunge on SA1, 960 AoE on second, and a AoE charge distance SA3. Both of the kits are amazing, very little complaints only needed to be given out. It's time to move on to the pros and cons for the characters, so starting it off with Ichigo's pros. In the premium pool, Ichigo, unlike Bruno, is a lot more accessible as he can return in multiple banners and is pullable from tickets, making it easier to get dupes of the character compared to Burn the Witch characters where they take forever to come back. It's harder. Him having a higher Berserker and a charged 3rd strong attack still makes him one of the hardest hitting power characters in this game still to this day. Not a lot of pros to sum up this time around, but this time we do have some cons for Ichigo, and here they are. No bombardment. The thing about him not having bombardment is subjective at best, but for when it comes to talking about guild quests, Bruno will actually have an upper hand even in melee or Ronker week, despite having his strong attacks being completely nerfed. Having a 5 out of 5 Bruno Max Transcended T20 with full stamina damage boost and weakened defense will make him a better nuker than Ichigo depending on how your team is built up and if you have the best supports for that week alone with dupes invested into them. Now this can be a hit or miss con, but if you want Ichigo to nuke hard in co-op, you need more dupes compared to Bruno. SA1 won't cover as much range as Bruno. Nowadays, lunges are starting to feel a bit outdated. I'm not saying they're bad. They're still good, but seeing as the 40% mag shave attack has been massively improved compared to the old attacks that we had in the past, such as the likes of Thousand Year Blower Uryu, Seinosuke, and more characters, it's just mainly going to be good for taking out the mobs in front and for when they spawn in the same area, and not for enemies that spawn ahead of where the strong attack was placed. And I can pretty much say the exact same thing if any other unit had a 3k length beam. Not the best power unit in Arena. Back when Arena came out, everyone was great to use and there were no problems, but ever since they started introducing Arena characters, the whole point of being able to use anyone you wanted fell off hard, seeing as these units had skills built up specifically for Arena, such as having more soul bombs, an additional frenzy or flurry in Arena, poise, and even lasted survival. The fact that we even have so many units being able to dodge Soul Reaper damage by 50% and even hollow damage by 50% just leaves this version of Ichigo to not be as amazing as most characters, sadly enough. And that's where Bruno shines the most, which I'm about to get into when we get to his pros and cons. Has less skills than Bruno. No innate skills, no hit underground enemies or poise, can be a hit or miss con depending on most people, especially since with hit underground enemies you can just get away with giving him a Zeta pill. Not that many pros, a good bit of cons, but now it's time to move on to Bruno. Starting with his pros, Bombardment. Thanks to him having Bombardment, for his special to hit hard in IT, where he has killer advantage, you will need little to no dupes. If not that, then just one at best, and even then, this easily helps him to be one of the best units to bring out in ranged Soul Reaper and ranged Aranker week. And to some degree, melee Aranker week, given if you have the OP supports built up and at 5 out of 5 max transcended T20 with FSD and weakened defense. But I digress. Best unit in Arena. Bruno came out as an Arena-specific character which replaced October's Arena banner, and is by far, as the pro says, one of the best units to use, seeing as he has Frenzy plus 2, Poise, Lasted Survival, how he starts with a 60% all-stat buff at the start of Arena, and being able to have an extra Soul Bomb to use, plus 50% dodge against Soul Reaper attacks. You cannot disagree that this is by far the most toxic piece of shit to have ever been created for Arena. Better SA1. Normally, I don't really give credit to ranged collision attacks, but it's been proven that this strong attack is indeed a lot better than your average 570 radius lunge and just covers a lot more range when placed correctly. More skills than Ichigo. Bruno may not hit as hard as Ichigo, but the extra skills that he was given really does make him stacked as a unit, with how he has Last Ditch, hit underground enemies, poise, and more. A great amount of pros for Bruno, but now here comes the cons. Not in the premium pool. This con itself is going to be by far one of the most annoying ones. Bruno is a collaboration unit, and normally the Burn the Witch collaboration characters take even more time to return compared to the Can't Fear Your Own World and Spirits Are Forever with You units. To give you guys an idea, Ninja Noel came out last year in October. 2 months later, they came back in December of 2020, and then they were never seen again until October of 2021. Point is, getting dupes of this character is going to be even harder than getting 5th anniversary Ichigo 5 out of 5 considering how stupidly fucking limited Burn the Witch characters are as a whole. You can't even pull him from tickets. If you want to 5 out of 5 him, you best have an insane orb count and go deep until you get him 5 out of 5 on Burn the Witch banners or possible Burn the Witch rerun banners, because they will take freaking forever to come back. SA1 is not the best. Now I did say that it is better than Ichigo's lunge since it covers range, but the problem lies with the fact that it's not as good as a 3k length beam. With this strong attack, you need to know where the wave of mobs spawn in the quest in order to line up the strong attack to then unleash it. If a wave of mobs spawn behind the strong attack from where you first initially activated it, well, tough luck. The strong attack won't hit and will just keep on going further until it dissipates in the map. If the first strong attack were a 3k length beam, then it would not have been an issue. Hits less than Ichigo. Bruno may have more skills than Ichigo and has a very powerful nuke, but he only has a 40% berserker and doesn't have a charged third strong attack compared to Ichigo, where he does have a 60% berserker. I don't think I need to say much on that, and he only has frenzy +2 in arena, so that argument pretty much gets doubled. Now, I know I may have given Ichigo quite a good amount of cons, but that doesn't stop him from being one of the best characters that we have in the game. But compared to Bruno, it's basically clear as day that both units were designed to be used for various content in the actual game. Ichigo tackles co-op content a lot more and is used for different weeks of guild quests, while Bruno is just an MVP in arena, while also having his own killers for guild quests. To give out an overall conclusion, I can safely say that this is a tie, and it's mainly going to depend on what a person likes to play as the most. Ichigo is still going to hit harder than Bruno, but will somewhat clear slightly slow. Bruno, on the other hand, will clear faster, but also hits a lot less. They both have a Ronker killer in common, but one is melee and the other is ranged, so the uses do vary, and the same thing can be said for the individual second killer that Ichigo and Bruno has. Both have Marauder and Sharpshooter as well. If we're talking about full-on arena, Bruno is the clear winner for that game mode specifically, but for general PvE play, both perform insanely well despite the huge differences these two characters have. At the end of the day, lads, just play as who you like to use the most, because these two characters are very well tied for the first spot out of all the power characters. And I don't blame anyone that still says that Ichigo is better than Bruno, or Bruno is better than Ichigo. Like, just play as who you guys like and enjoy the game. And that basically concludes the overall character comparison between Ichigo and Bruno. Now, did you guys actually enjoy this video? If you guys did, let me know in the comment section below, and let me know what you guys think about the characters, whether you still prefer Bruno over Ichigo or you prefer Ichigo over Bruno. I'm the type of guy that actually enjoys both of the characters and will still be using both of these units for pretty much their respective content in which I can actually use them for. Thankfully, Bruno and Ichigo have different killers at the end of the day, so it's not like one or the other is going to be completely replacing the actual unit, which is actually pretty good if you ask me. Now, I would have preferred if Bruno had gotten no affiliation and Soul Reaper killer, just so that way we could have gotten ourselves a top tier no affiliation killer for power, but it is what it is. Now, do you guys want more Who Is Better videos in the future? Let me know in the comment section below, because there is one that I plan to work on after this one that I've already made, which I'm not going to spoil you guys, but you guys will find out in the future. So, yeah, it's just going to take a while to make. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys have actually enjoyed it, don't forget to smash that like button, share this video with your friends and family, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already, and hit the bell notification so that way you guys are up to date with my most recent videos. This has been your boy, the Dash Smasher, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace out, lads.